Um, so there's some new faces here, but not totally new to the call. So Shelby's been here once before. Christy's her first time on the I Am Collective call, but we're very familiar with Christy and the calls that she does and the work that she does. Thank you for coming back, Christina. Thank you for coming back, Cynthia and Gina. I've got my soul sister, Crystine, here next to me. So she's fairy family. We've been through many lifetimes, and who even knows what planets and stuff together. So Christine and I are part of the like tribe here in Washington that are like you guys have in California, is like, this is what we're doing here. And they're trying to pass something in Washington. There's a meeting about it tomorrow that they're trying to pass, that they can detain someone for any reason, even suspected that they're like not well, and quarantine them.
And if you're affiliated with a group, they can just take them all.
Right. If you're affiliated with a group or like pod or whatever, like they can take everybody. And they don't have to give a reason. And it could even just be like suspected that they could say, oh, we think you might be. So we were talking about it, Christine and I were talking about it, like it feels like the breakdown of the matrix or whatever you want to call it. Like it's happening, like this is, and it's happening in other places as well. And it's like it happened in Australia, right? And people were looking at Australia like, oh, that can't happen here. And I feel like Australia was like a testing ground. Like if we can get away with it here, we can do it in other places. So this isn't about vaccine or no vaccine. And I'm not turning it in this way. It's a power struggle, and the the dark energy, whatever you want to call it, like this is like last ditch effort. And so I think it's really important that we stay strong, that we have our energy be really clean and clear. So that's part of the ultraviolet angelic fire invocation. Came up as a memory today that I shared last year. Oh, Jennifer's here. Yay. Awesome. That's all I really have to say about it, is that it's like, it feels like we've really gotta, I don't know what the action is to take. I only know that this is like what's coming up, right? And if it's happening here in Washington, there's also stuff happening in other, like in California, it's happening a little bit, like I experienced it when I was there. I don't think it's going to stop with Washington if it doesn't stop. So I don't know what there is to do, what the doing is of that, but I want to bring it here to the collective. We're operating as the collective. So what is there? Like, I'm always like, the solution is love, like beam some, like we were at Trader Joe's last night and this woman came up and, was aggressive with us, and Christine just like kept beaming her light at her. She was like, no, and she's just smiling and sweet rather than being dragged down to that energy or matching that energy, because it's just fear. And it's infiltration as well. Oh, actually, would you mind saying something about the infiltration?
Yeah. Okay, so I connect with, very, very evolved people in a Telegram group that know what's going on, behind this AI veil and, the nanotech and how it's infiltrating people's consciousnesses. So what's happening is people that have gotten, oh my God, oh God, I caught that. People that have gotten the vaccine, it creates an attachment, an entity attachment on the left side of their head. And anyone that has it that I walk by, I feel it. Wow. And what it is they create an inception hook that works through the vessel. and tries to hook anyone they come in contact with, which is why that lady approached me the way that she did, because they were trying to bring me down on that lower vibrational hook, which is why I stayed in my light. I was gentle as possible, because as soon as you bend into that, you're consenting to that hook, and then it
Yes.
siphons your energy. So it's really important that we have this awareness, and you can tell because they get a wonky eye because they're possessing their vision. So pay attention to that and just really, really, really stay in your heart space so you don't get hooked, and protect your energy and build your shield and your wall and not let it in.
Thank you. So on top of that, feels like there's, oh, it's 11:11, bing, 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 bing. That there's something we should do for those that we love that have had the vaccine. Like, I don't want it to be an us and them kind of thing, you know. But maybe that's part of it, is like for those that were vaccinated, and maybe those that were vaccinated that now regret being vaccinated. So that's okay, I'm done. So jump in.
I think that the importance here is to look at the division that's being created, right? We definitely, I'm all for going into the collective and clearing anything that may be malevolent or malicious with the vaccine or with what's going on, especially inside of people. I think in addition to that, though, it's the fear, right? It's the factor of division, and that's what's happening right now, is that people are being divided. This whole detain you without any, I mean, that's against our constitutional rights. So I'm really hoping that that they are not stupid enough to pass that, because I think if something like that were to happen here, you would have a massive uprising and probably another war. And it would be a civil war, right? I mean, people would just start hunkering down, and it would become pure chaos, right? But in that's a fear in and of itself too, right? I mean, all of it is. And when we look at all the different aspects, well, people don't get the vaccine because they fear what's in it. People get the vaccine because they fear of getting sick. You know, people are on the fence because they're fearful of what's going to happen on either side, right? And so fear, I really truly fear I feel is the root factor here. But I would love to hear other people's, because we have a lot of expert opinion here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one thing I think is it's just fear porn. I mean, that's all that's going on. And what you were saying about what's going on there, Jules, is that is it really real? You know, that they're, you know, because so much is projected out there to say, well, this is happening now. And so there's fear porn, fear projection. So, you know, people are absorbing that or not, or
Right.
And I think a big part of that is that, I mean, there is a quite a level of desperation right now. So that fear porn is getting more extreme, and it's not real. You know, so that's kind of my take on it, is that it's not really happening. Now, you know, so the people that it may be happening with is that they are buying into the fear porn, but like, you know, us, it's not going to happen to us because we're not buying into that fear porn. And I truly, and that's the energy that we're holding. I mean, that's why we're here. It to stop the whole thing from occurring. So yeah, it's interesting. And I can say that I still get even triggered by it. You know, just the deception. I feel that, and I keep asking for this neutrality, you know, to stay in that neutrality mode, because sometimes I can get triggered by it. And of course, that's all trauma and stuff that's coming through. But yeah, it's really just holding your light and knowing that that's not going to happen for us at all.
That's what I'm getting. It's kind of like Jules talked about actions. What are the actions that we can do? And then Christy, like, I think that's just it. That's what we're meant to do, is be in that love, because the whole fear porn, as soon as you catch a whiff, you're like in that, then it's overtaken you. Now you're
That's
part of
right.
it,
I love you,
and
Shelby.
Yeah.
the whole thing is to stay in that unshaken
Yeah.
peace. And like, as soon as we started talking about fears, my heart started racing. Like, my heart was jumping out of my chest about
Yeah.
all fears. And you start to immediately, when you get a little whiff of it, you get the whole mass of it, like the whole mass of it. And it's very but that love, that anchor, it's already in us and connected to us. That fear is just wafting through the air and we get hooked on it. But that love is that inner current that we literally are. So it's like so accessible for us to stay as that anchor of love and to continue to hold that. And we are clasping our arms together and connecting we're all a little piece of that chain of love that's connecting, even on this call, And so I love this. It's a reminder. And meditation is very important right now.
Yeah.
To continue to stay in the current of love.
This is a light code about love. So I chose it not really knowing exactly what we were going to talk about today, but it is for that. So breathe that in. That's all I can say.
It looks like an owl.
Yeah.
By the way,
love it.
Shannon,
Yeah, I was very drawn to that.
so the heart image that I showed last time, I think it was last call, Christy created that. So I have an image of yours and it so speaks to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my,
is that the heart of creation, or is that
it's the heart, and then it's kind of on a grid, like it's
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's like the heart is really colorful, but then it's on like there's lines and
like it looks like a fascia, kind of a fascia. Yeah.
Because we actually were talking about it last time, and it was the imagine that the collective has its own central heart, its own central energy, which it does, right? Mm-hmm. And that heart, as it beats, pushes out energy to every single one of us. Yeah. And so if we could build up that heart and build up that center, all we would need to do is put the energy into that center, and it would push it out to everyone else. We wouldn't have to go person by person. We would just need to affect the heart.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's,
we have energy. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go.
I feel like if we're all connected to that heart, some of us have clogged energies that if we clear, like that's what I've been working on, is paying attention to my energy field and clearing myself as a conduit. Because like, if I'm more connected to it, then that pushes the flow. It just pushes the flow. If I hop on the train, it makes the train go faster. If I clear my energy and allow the heart to get to me, then everything's flowing. Everything flows stronger when we each connect.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it.
I'm looking.
One thing I've been getting a lot of, I've been for a week, I've been doing a lot of work. It was that everything in my visions and stuff keeps coming back to the divine. We have to stay connected to the divine. We can't deviate from the divine. If something feels like it's not naturally from the divine, we need to avoid it. We've always got to reinstill our connection with the divine, whatever that is for you, whatever your God is, that's what you need to be focused on and connected to at all times. The dark will try, and the dark is going to get even worse and worse and worse through you. Just stay strong. Know that you are a child of God. You're part of the divine. And that's what we have to always focus on, especially when we start getting like those attacks from other people and whatnot. always stay connected with the divine. The divine is, for me anyway, that's what I've been getting very loud and clear. It's all this fear and everything is just, yes, it's all out there, all this confusion, all this chaos, but our main goal is to stick with the divine and stay connected through all of this crap. And it's going to get worse. I do astrology, and the astrology for 2022 is not fun. But if we can stay with the divine and know our worth, know our value, that's really important.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, and that's, it's all, Jennifer, it's all about staying sovereign, right? You have to remain sovereign in yourself, and you hold your sovereignty regardless of whatever is going on. Yep, that's the heart.
That's exactly the point, is stay connected with the heart, stay in your sovereignty. Don't try and save the world if it's, like, you've got to watch out for yourself. Like, we all are doing our part as the collective, but we have to stay true within our sovereign beings and our sovereign selves throughout this whole mess. And staying true to ourselves, then we can connect with others who are staying true to themselves. And then we can, expand through that way.
There's something that keeps coming up, and it's come up for the past 10 minutes, however long we've been talking about this, but and it's a term that just I'm not familiar with, but it's called the antiverse. And I keep hearing it. The angels keep saying it over and over again. It's the antiverse. It's the antiverse.
Oh.
And I would love to get your perspective on that. But what I'm feeling is that this energy is almost like the antiverse. Like it's we need to stay in our polar opposites, right? Whatever's going on here, we need to stay in our sovereignty. We need to stay here and not get involved in the antiverse that becomes like a black hole that's sucking all the energy in. So I would love to hear your perspective on that.
Interesting.
Well, above, up in the universe, the solar system, it's total chaos up there. And unfortunately, what happens above happens below. And we are going to feel, I could relate it to the antiverse, all the things that are going on in the universe that are chaotic and, causing turmoil and whatnot. That will affect us down here as well. I don't know.
One of the things that is in addition to this is, you guys know about 0 point gravity, right? That there's something that has to do with that 0 point as well. And I'm only getting bits and pieces. I wish I could get the whole thing at this moment, but maybe as we're talking, it'll keep coming. But there's something about the 0 point gravity and the 0 point that's been put into the energy of our timeline that's creating this, right? The 0 point is not the bad thing, but it's the anti-universe that is actually tapping into the 0 point, which is creating it to be more powerful than it really needs to be. But maybe what we could do is actually tap into the 0 point as well. And like the heart thing, right? Maybe the heart thing is the 0 point at that point. It's that center. And maybe what we need to do is create that sovereignty inside of that center.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, there are a lot of 0 degrees points in astrology too. I will look up some of those and see what ones we're going through right now, which may also have to help us find a path through this, but I'll do it later and talk about it in the group or whatever. But that's a good point that you brought up, because there are a lot of 0 degrees coming up.
I have a question. Is there a source point or gateway that this antimatter comes through that we could address?
That's a great question. The response I get is AI. And we actually tapped on that before, and we've gone around it and we've tapped around it, but the response I get is AI.
like with spirit and like, when you're doing mediumship or whatever, like spirit hops on an existing current. So why would this be any different?
So I just put this up. So it was guided to bring it up. So what it is reconcile is what the name of this is, reconcile.
If you
and
guys can put Christy in speaker view.
Okay.
And the thing about it is that reconcile the fractalization of our being, because that's what the AI has used, the fractals of our being and how we've been fractalized.
I know.
So this light code came maybe last year or something, I can't remember. But I was reconciling some energy at that time. It's different pieces of me I was trying to call back in. But I think that is a big part of it. They're still playing off of our what they see as our weaknesses or how they've controlled us. So that, and maybe that's the antiverse, I don't know, but reconciling, if we have that intention, always, if we have that intention to reconcile that energy, it's hard, believe me. I was like this month for me is like a month for healing. I've been seeking practitioners, healers to go to help facilitate healing, because I feel it very deep. And it is, for me, it's that heart-mind connection. It still has this severing or this, and I don't even want to say that, but there's still this, it's not quite connected, where I want it to be connected. So if any of you do any of that work, I'd be glad.
I do.
I'd love
right
to
here with you,
work with
Christy.
you, because it's that's what I've been called to do this month, and it's leading me back to that fractalization of our being and how we've been tormented.
Christy, I'm feeling you need to do constellation therapy.
Yeah.
Really?
I just did that, and I have someone I can send you to.
I don't know anything about that. Interesting.
It's amazing.
I think it'll reintegrate all those parts.
Yes. I just did a session right before Christmas. I did it for the first time.
It's really powerful.
Yeah.
Do you do that, Jennifer, or no?
I've been a part of them, but I don't facilitate them. But if you need somebody, if you're in California and you need someone to hold space for someone in your life to represent that person, I can do it. With you. But I don't know how to facilitate it. But
see, I have an amazing person I can connect you with. She's incredible. And that would be powerful, what Jennifer's offering you to represent, to hold space in the field for someone in the constellation. So it's 11:28, and I want to make sure we've got a good half an hour of like work time. So just, is there anything, Christina, anything else? Shelby, Gina?
Keep thinking about antiverse. Like when she said it, it felt like she dropped it in my head, and it like made an impact when she said the word. And like, I feel like it's the illusion, the illusion. That's the antiverse, the illusion, and like we said, it's not real. And there's the reconciling of the fractalization of our consciousness, and then there's the anchoring in of the sovereignty. And it's just this thing, this fly keeps buzzing in my vision and keeps getting me to look at it, and it keeps taking me away from my center.
Yeah, I'm there with you, sister. Oh,
yeah. Getting also the mass programming and that the PSYOP programming that's going on in the whole universe pretty much right now. I think we all have to be, like, goes back to our sovereignty. I think we all have to make sure that we're disconnecting from, the media, the Twitters, the Facebooks, and make sure that we're reconnecting with our sovereign divine selves on a daily basis. Because real easy to get sucked into all that crap, you know, and then all of a sudden you've gone 3 days and you're not centered for those whole 3 days.
You're not in a space of homeostasis in your body. We get on other track and we forget about the natural ways that we're naturally meant to be and exist. Like,
and I think society is on that wrong path right now. As a whole, we've got off that path and we have forgotten about our natural timelines, and other things have interfered with our timeline. And now we're trying to get back on, I think, as a collective, onto a timeline that we can all move forward on. But some people aren't going to get back on that timeline with us. And we're going to also let some people go in our lives. Okay with that. Their path, and that's okay, you know.
So first of all, I just got this sharp pain in my shoulder as we're talking. I don't know what that's about. Anyone want to hit on that? Let me know.
Sensitive spot, Jules.
Huh?
That's your sensitive spot. They always get you in the shoulder.
Right. But it's like, yes, they do. But it's
on the left side of the head. That's why, like, when the person earlier you were speaking with, Jules, was talking about they connect you in the left side of the brain. They hook you. I was like, oh my God, I know that.
Well, I mean, I got kicked off again. So we know that there's some sort of energy interference. So we must be on the right path.
Must be.
So what do we say when we have electronic interference? I do not consent with this fuckery.
I do not consent.
I'm going to make t-shirts. Let me know if you want one. I do not consent.
Yes, please.
I want those t-shirts.
I'm actually going to be making a t-shirt, and I came up with this term several years ago, but I'm going to make a t-shirt that says badass light goddess. So I think that's going to be my coin term
as well.
I'm already actually working on the design for it, so I'm happy about that. So
I'm actually starting a astrology page called the Get Real Goddess, because I tell it like it is, and your ego might not like it, but you know, it's the truth. So we're all kind of on that same page, you know, we're all expressing our truths and who we are, and not afraid to put that out in the world, which is important. Can't have fear in expressing your soul. Your soul should be the loudest part of you.
So I'm feeling like we should rise up together right now. I don't know if there's somebody who would like to lead us in. I'm thinking that our destination should be the heart at the center of the grid. And however that's guided, and then I would like to complete the call. It's about 14 minutes with the I Am Ultraviolet Angelic Fire Light Invocation by Steve Nobel.
Jules, can I just say one thing?
Please, of course.
You know, I got some sounds, and I'm just going to put it out there in case this might be helpful for anybody. But I woke up 2 different mornings with sound. Like light language is not words, you know, it's sound. So the sound, the first one was dushda, and the second one was sara. So then I was guided to put them all together. I got from dushda, I got completion and freedom. And when I put them together, and then Sarah, just as by itself, I got open. But when I put them together, it's like dushta ha sahara, dushta ra ha sara. Those are the words or the sounds.
We're both super lit up by that. It was like,
yeah. So what I feel like it comes in as is atonement to Christ consciousness. So it's dushta ha sahara, dushta ra sahara.
Is that like a Arabic? Is that an actual language or just sounds?
It sounds, it's light language, basically.
Oh.
And usually I don't get them individually like that, but lately some things have been coming through. So I wrote it down. I felt like it was very important, and I do think it's an atonement.
Well,
Since
and
our alignment with Christ consciousness.
I've heard you say dushda.
I have said that. You're right. You're right. And I didn't think about that until I was thinking the other day that has come through before. Yeah. So it wanted me to, say it separate because it does have a relevant.
Drop that light language in the chat.
Do what?
Oh, so Shelby's saying drop that light language in the chat.
Okay, I'll do that.
As a mantra. Is there a way to do that? Shelby, you're part of the I Am Collective as well, right? So we can also share stuff on the page.
Yes.
Yeah, share that on the page, because I just set up my altar for Christ and it's so beautiful. And I'm really connecting with Christ right now. And I definitely want that mantra.
Yeah, that would definitely, because Melchizedek has come through a lot with this, and they say that now, and I heard somebody speak about Yeshua, like next month is going to be a big month for that presence, that signature. So yeah, whatever that means.
Actually, starting around the 25th, I hear.
This month?
Yeah, that's when the energy's coming in.
Okay.
It's actually amping up, so it's preparing now. But around the 25th is when it begins to come in, and then it's full force next month, like you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, next month I think it's going to be a big one.
Dude, it's been coming in hot. Like I've never had this type of experience where like he just literally came in and entered my mind. Like it was crazy. And then it was like I made my altar, and then I sat down and literally passed out. And then Christ was talking in my head, and I was like, what the fuck? That doesn't happen to me, It's coming in hot.
Well, it's coming in hot right now across the board. Christ or source or like our relationship with divinity. And that we are an expression of that source energy in human form.
One of the things I'm being reminded when you're talking about Jesus is there's an energy that when he brings in. I've connected him many times. My very first connection with him, true connection. We have the religious part and all that, but my very true sitting down, talking to him. I was in a meditation, taken to the garden, which is right by the, I don't know if you guys know about you do, but there's a garden that is right by the Hall of Records, and the Hall of Records has our Akashic records. So there's a garden like right on the other side of it, at least that I've experienced. And then there's all these rolling hills, and in the center of a garden is a fountain, like a concrete fountain, but not really. And this fountain you can have pretty much anything that wants to come out of it. So my first time there, I was so excited, and I started popping around everywhere because I didn't have to walk. I could pop everywhere. Mm-hmm. And Jesus walks in, sits on the concrete the fountain, and holds his hand up. And when he holds his hand up, boom, I'm right next to him. I could not pop anywhere else. It was like, you will focus on what we're talking about here, because anybody knows me, I don't have the focus like I need it. So he asked me, he said, what is it you want? And at that moment, I could not say anything selfish. So there was no way I was going to say, well, I want a boyfriend. And I couldn't say any of that kind of stuff. And every time I went to open my mouth, nothing selfish could come out. And then I said, I want to heal people. And he said, done. And he put his hand on top of my head, and this bar of light shot straight up. And it was the most powerful thing I think I've ever felt in my life. Cool. And then it was done. Then I came out of my meditation, and I was feeling good. And I started every 4 months after that every 4 months I get a new ability that has to do with healing, or that has to do with the cells or whatever it is, but that's another component of instant healing, which is what I'm working on now. And so it's so powerful, right? And then the second time he came, which is very important because it has to do with what we're talking about now, is he said, in order to master your true self, you must master both sides of the spectrum. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to be dark, or it doesn't mean that you need to be evil in any way, but you need to be able to match the energy. So if the energy is, let's say that you've got a really high frequency dark energy, you need to be able to match the energy with the light. So you need to be able to balance that out so that you can have sovereignty within yourself. It took a long time for me to understand it. And I was kind of playing with it. But I had asked Archangel Azrael, if anybody knows of him. I asked him, I said, what does that mean exactly? And he showed me that, and Azrael can become the Grim Reaper. He can become the angel of death, but he can also be this amazing, beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous light. And he said, it's kind of like wearing a uniform. You have to know what you're suiting up for. And so that's what I have. Those are my experiences with Jesus, and it's been really powerful for me.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just guided to get this, my brass drum.
Nice.
That's how light language started for me, was
Nice.
with this in my hands. This has been such a powerful conversation today. Thank you all for showing up here. Like, I've just been like goosebumps running up and down my body the entire time. And it's no coincidence that we are the ones who are here, right? I'm feeling like we don't need the whole rigmarole and process of raising up. Let's just go there. Let's just go to the grid. Let's go to the heart. I can put up that transmission, that code that Christy created, if that helps, if you want, of the heart within the kind of
You can have this one.
grid.
You can do that one too.
Yeah, well, all in the space. But that's a screenshot that I took, by the way, and that's just been for my personal use.
Good.
So I want to be clear that I'm being respectful of your creation. And I think the reconciliation is a or maybe the gathering together, like the pulling in of pieces. I think once we're there, if you're guided to do any light language, Christine, if you're guided to do any light language, anybody that, like, it's once we're in there, and then for the essence of time, I'm probably going to go over a little bit, but I am going to play the ultraviolet angelic fire in invocation, because I feel like the ultraviolet angels are really, like, they've been around me a lot, and I think they're a key right now to keeping the energy pure and clean and removing all that's not that.
Jules, can I say, I would just want to add, and what I'm feeling, this is 111, right? This is a creation day, right? This is a day where we create. And I would really love to know from each of us, what is it we would like to create? What is it that we're creating for today and for the rest of the year, and even for the collective? Like what, and even to put our intentions out there, because we want to create that energy.
Who'd like to start?
I'm creating that my soul is my guide, and I freely listen and put it out for the world to see. I want to share my soul with people.
Nice. And so it is.
Would it?
I am creating awareness.
I'm creating a bridge for the new energy.
I'm creating light and love and shining around the world. Just, hug the world, remind them about love.
And I am creating whatever source asked me to and living in complete surrender.
Yes.
Yep, that's important.
That's also what I'm creating is I phrased it like I'm surrendering and allowing source to have its way with me and guide me wherever I can be most of service. Committing to a daily devotional practice. And there's a phrase of like, my soul and my heart are in alignment for my highest good, for the highest good of all. And my heart is my GPS. My heart will, because it's my connection to source energy, will always lead me in the right direction. I'm always divinely directed and protected.
Yes.
Great.
I am creating a strong connection to source that cannot be severed, and peace, love, and sovereignty for all on the planet.
I like that one.
I'm
I am creating, oh, I'm sorry. Gina,
Sorry,
please.
Sherry. I'm creating courage and flow that ripples outward to all near me physically and energetically.
So I am creating and recognizing the invocation of light and recognizing the universal, highest and best, most loving path. I'm also creating the eradication of tyranny and the creation of harmony and peace and love, safety and security and abundance for all.
Amen.
Yes. Amen. Aho. Ashe.
Oh. Now let's go to the heart center. Let's make it happen.
So I invite you all to join me now in the heart center, in the center of the grid, above earth. Invite in your spirit team of highest light and resonance, whoever you personally work with, resonate with. There's a lot happening today in the world of those who are awake and aware on 111 at 11. So there's a lot of energy happening right now. We invite those energy workers, light workers, healers, ascended masters, beings that are doing this work, that have this commitment, that are in this energy right now, wherever they are in the world, wherever they are interdimensionally. Come be with us now. Come join us in the heart. Come be with us now.
And we join those groups that are already working right now with us as well. Those groups that are already working independent of us. Let's join together with them to create this mass energy.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, well, I heard the masters and all of them, and I know they're doing it. I was just thinking about the groups here on Earth.
Yes.
I did say that. I did say all the other light workers. And
My bad. I'm in the zone. I didn't hear it all. Sorry.
I would like to invite everyone's soul to come out and join in and be seen and be heard. I would also like to give healing to all those who are suffering right now from adverse reactions to what's happening in the world right now. I don't want to like pick sides or anything, but just the people who have had adverse reactions, I want to send them healing.
I'm introducing into the space the frequency 136.10. This is heart chakra. I'm for the collective, taking on the vibration, and feel it spreading throughout the grid. If we're visualizing that heart at the center and kind of the fascia, this green beam of unconditional heart love is traveling all the neural pathways of the grid. It's everywhere, reaching everywhere, reaching everywhere.
Esta ona aijta pakhaina makhona aijta pa jona makhaya tapakhun. Dijata aina makhona ijata khena mahata huna aita ajta aina mata ijta pahana. Dijana ma alak ut ijta ata iyata nakhna. Jona ma iyata إنما ألكونا إجتباقا تبعي تبقونا خايتها جاءنا إنما ألك أوتي إجتبعي خنايا ناي 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 أنبقايتا تجد إنما كنا خايت تجد أيتا أنمي أين خايتا تنما خاتوتي أوجدا إنما خاتا أنا إجدا أنما خوتها تنما خا تجد أخي إنمي هيانا جتا 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 با تجدا أنما خا تخي.
I'm being told that we have to connect with the children.
Oh my God, that was so loud. Ugh.
To connect with the children.
Yeah, I wanted to say it, and then something kept me from saying it, and that's right when she started with the light language.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to bring the children here, the spirit of the children.
Would you do that, Shelby? Would you please invite that in?
You're grateful.
Christine is saying they're already here and they're grateful. But speak to it, Shelby. What's there?
I just want to feel their little warm, soft hand of the child.
And I keep getting this image whenever she was talking about the fountain where she sat with Jesus. There's the Three of Cups in my favorite tarot deck shows like a dad and a daughter sitting at that fountain, and they're eating ice cream together. And it keeps coming up several times, and it's about interacting with that childlike innocence, that inner child. And every time I'm around my daughter Luna, like, it reminds me to be that child, be with her, and be in that innocent child feeling.
I'm
This song,
also, sorry,
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
I'm also feeling that it goes a little deeper than that. It's also the connection through ancestry. Like the children are the connection to the past, and they connect us. It's like a lineage thing. We bring in the children know the lineage of time, and we're all connected through that lineage. And for some reason, we've got to disconnect the bad things that are coming through the lineage so that they're not passed on to the children. I don't know really. I don't have the clarity to tell you what I'm seeing.
So I've been crying because they, as soon as you said bringing in the children, they immediately connected with me and were grateful. But I'm being guided to do light language to help people reconnect with their soul and their inner child to bring this out into their reality. And that's what I'm focusing a lot on this weekend. This whole weekend has been inner child play and connection.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Shia Shakara Nushu Kurushia Mosha Saranajati. Shia Shakara Nushu Siaranishia. Seya Shakara Nushu Kurushia. Aranaya Shasarakishiai. Shuradu Kushuya. Sharasakarishia. Shia Shakuru Nushu Kurushukiarnia. Asha Saranaya Shakariki. Sheurunushu Sia. Namusha Sarakashadi, Namasha Aranushia, Shia Sakaranishia Sakurushusia Aranishia.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was so powerful. Wow. I don't know about y'all, but I felt that one deep. And I was guided to pull the solar plexus tuning fork from my chakra set. So this is reinforcing our sovereignty, our personal power. No one can interfere. No one can intersect. No one can infiltrate. There's a shield of golden light surrounding us at all times. And we can send it out when people come up to us and they're in that lower vibrational energy, like we were talking about earlier, just beam that fucking light at them. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Love is our superpower. Our superpower. And it is what connects us all. And it's the only thing that can separate us is an absence or lack of. I also want to introduce into the space when we're talking about the children that in the last 2 years, children of all ages, especially school age children, including college, have had the experience of being in community, of finding their self, finding their way amongst friends, amongst peers. And they don't know what they don't know about that experience. So I am introducing into the space, into the grid, connection, returning, reclaiming those parts.
I'd like to add into the grid authenticity.
Yes. So I'm now adding the frequency 141.27 hertz. This is the throat chakra. So along with authenticity, speaking your voice, being heard, speaking your truth. There has never been a safer time to be a light worker and starseed and healer in this world. Don't believe otherwise. There's never been a safer time. We incarnated for this. See, even Molly agrees.
The power is holding sovereignty in your light, even when you are being, the darkness is trying to shadow you. You stay in your light, you stay in your authenticity, you stay in your soul, you stay in your divine space.
That's feeling pretty complete. That's feeling pretty like saturated is the word. Like it feels like the grid is pretty charged right now. I would ask Colin now, Kuan Yin, Divine Feminine, please come in your lotus flower and mist the earth and all its children with unconditional love, grace, power, beauty, divine intelligence. People won't know when they're looking at the clouds, when the sea mist, the marine layer is coming in, but it's really you. They don't know that they're breathing it in. Every breath, with each breath. Unconditional love, acceptance, compassion. Love. Love is all there is. Love, love, love. I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am love. I am. I am. I am.
I'm feeling piano, like music notes, like drifting over the grid, like music is involved too, like harmony or something.
Molly. Picking something So unless anybody else has anything to add at this point, I think I'd like to go ahead and start the ultraviolet. I am ultraviolet light. Is there anybody that has to hop off that would like to say anything before you get off?
gotta hop off, and I just want to say thank you so much for the beautiful space, and I love you guys.
I'm so happy you were here, Shelby.
I love you
Please
guys.
come back, Shelby.
I want to come back. I got to get back on my regular work schedule, but when I do, I'll be available for the calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yay.
Love you, girl. Hi, Ben.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
Do you have a client you have to go, or you're okay?
I don't, I'm really hungry, so I'm debating.
I'm really hungry too, but I'm sitting through it.
Yeah, I think I might stick it out.
14 minutes. Can we drink some water? Can we agree to like
Yes.
Yes.
drink some
stick it
water?
in there.
Time's over for cheers.
Not quite hungry yet.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Affirmations. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I invoke the power of ultraviolet angelic fire. I am one with this fire. I am the power of ultraviolet light. I invoke the cleansing and liberating power of this light. I am a force of liberation in this world. I call on ultraviolet fire to liberate my reality, to liberate all beings who are calling for freedom in this world. The source of this cleansing power are the angels of ultraviolet fire. These angels are here at my invitation and by the invitation of my higher self, my infinite, multidimensional self. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating, cleansing power of ultraviolet fire. I am a fountain of pure, radiant, ultraviolet cleansing light. This ultraviolet power ignites in my heart, mind, chakra system, and flows through all my energy and spiritual bodies. This ultraviolet fire is a force of transformation in this ascending world. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating, cleansing power of ultraviolet fire. I am the light that releases all lower vibrations. I invoke this fire through my being, washing, cleansing, and releasing all lower vibrations, clearing through every cell and fiber of my being, all lower vibrations in my physical body, clearing my blood, clearing my bones, clearing all organs, clearing all systems of lower vibrations and illness programming, clearing all harmful microorganisms, all harmful bugs and viruses, I sweep my body clean of any and all chemicals. I sweep my body clean of any and all microchips inserted against my will.
Yes.
I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating, cleansing power of this fire. I invoke the releasing and cleansing power of this fire. The power to cleanse and uplift is within me. Nothing of a lower nature can stand in its way. I invite this fire into my cells, deeper into the DNA. All lower energies or interferences I dissolve and banish in this light. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of this fire. I am the light that releases all lower vibrations. I am the still reflective mind that invokes this light. This light flows through all my thoughts, my beliefs, my stories about this world and my place within it. This fire burns and releases other people's judgments, opinions that have been absorbed in my mental body. This fire flows through all presumed limits that my mind holds about my reality. This fire clears all channels of the mind, all timelines, all dimensions, clearing all interference, all limitation. This ultraviolet fire clears all entry points into the dream time, closing all access points to lower dimensional spaces.
Yes.
Opening me up to access all higher dimensional spaces. For I am the uplifting current of pure ultraviolet fire, the fire that cleanses, the fire that dissolves everything of a lower nature. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of this fire. I invite this fire into my emotional body, into my heart, into the fluid energy field of emotion. Some of this emotional energy I have absorbed from others. I am the cleansing force of ultraviolet fire. I sweep clean all energies that are not mine. Dissolving and releasing all lower emotional energies such as anger, grief, guilt, fear that does not belong to me. Dissolving and releasing any conflict or drama or pain that does not belong to me, out of my fields. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of this fire. I call on this fire to cleanse my field of all unwelcome sexual projected energy. Clearing and dissolving any sexual attachments to past partners in this lifetime or in the astral planes. Clearing any and all sexual magic or black magic from any lower vibrational ritual from any lifetime. Clearing and dispersing curses and spells involving sexual magic or black magic from all lifetimes, all timelines, all dimensions. I call on this fire to release all predatory beings, cleansing and clearing all sexual energy that's not mine. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of this fire. I call upon this fire to clear all my connections with social media platforms. I call on this fire to clear all non-beneficial energies being transmitted through any and all electronic devices or computers. I call on this fire to interrupt all harmful electromagnetic waves in my energy field. I call on this fire to interrupt all invasive surveillance systems in my vicinity that I am not in agreement with. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of that fire. I am the fire that cleanses and releases everything that's not truth. This fire cleanses and releases all false light and all false light beings. I call upon this fire to burn through all enslavement and violation programming. to dissolve all agreements, vows, promises, contracts that are not for my highest good. I call upon this fire to dissolve all cords, threads, energy connections that attach me to lower vibrational beings or situations. I call upon this fire to clear all timelines, past, parallel, future, of all lower frequencies and energies. I call upon this fire to sweep my energy field clean of any and all dark crystals, devices, implants that seek to impede or block my ascension path. I call on this fire to sweep clean my energy field of anything and everything that does not serve my higher will, my spiritual and ascension paths. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of that fire. I am a living portal of pure ultraviolet fire. I'm a burning light of pure cleansing fire. With each breath, the power of this affirming cleansing light goes deep into the cells and DNA. With each breath, the power of this affirming and cleansing light goes deep into my emotional body. With each breath, the power of this cleansing and affirming light goes deep into my mind. With each breath, the power of this cleansing and affirming light goes deep into my chakra system. With each breath, the power of this cleansing and affirming light flows out into my reality, cleansing the vibrations in my home and places where I work. Clearing all energetic connections in all of my relationships. I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of that fire. I call on this fire to cleanse my Akashic records through all timelines, all lifetimes. Releasing all karmic programming that can be released at this time. Releasing and dissolving all need for karmic relationships, karmic cycles, karmic situations. Allowing for a reclamation of my true soul's light in my body and energy fields.
Reclamation of the true soul's light.
I am ultraviolet angelic fire. I am the liberating cleansing power of that fire. I ground this light into every layer level of my being, my consciousness. I declare that I am a free sovereign being, that my energy is sacred, my energy is sacrosanct. I am here to weave angelic fire. I am here to birth a new reality, a reality of higher light, a reality of higher consciousness, a reality of higher potential. I have come as a burning flame of light to liberate myself within this world. As I am liberated, I assist others to be sovereign and free in their reality. And breathe, and just take a moment to absorb the full impact of these affirmations and allow the force of ultraviolet fire to adjust in your field. Take a moment to ground and come to your center. And breathe. And let's also call a gentle lavender light to wash through your energy fields like a gentle rain.
Yes.
Washing through your energy fields like a gentle rain, releasing anything that needs to be released from your field. And breathing, coming to your center, coming to a place of peace.
Wow. Ooh. How about y'all? But that was juicy. Whew.
Was radiating out from my
I'm
hair.
like, my whole body is like, bzzz.
Yeah, buzzing going on.
There was one point where it was like this ultraviolet fire blasts through something. And I was like holding this like torch. Like I was like, whoa. And I finally met my dragon. Yeah. And guess what? He's purple. Woo! Wow. I knew I had one. Never met him before. Is it a he? I'm not sure, actually. I'm referring to it as he, but I don't think it's has a gender. Wow, I'm like,
I'm getting that it doesn't have a gender.
what's that?
It's not gendered.
Yeah.
They.
I got that as soon as I said it. I was like, he's not a he.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Glad I stuck around. Thank you, Shannon.
Oh no, yeah, I'm glad I stuck around too. You know what I was hearing, Gina, was there were things inside of us that wanted us not to hear it, that wanted to kind of push our natural human instincts so that we would not hear it. You know, almost like these things have its own consciousness, so they try and affect our consciousness.
Absolutely.
Like to tell you you're too hungry and you can't wait 15 minutes. And look, it's 12:22. Thank you everyone for joining today, for staying late. I'll post this on the I Am Collective page in a little bit. And I'll post the direct link to that I Am Ultraviolet. I'm getting that we should do that pretty frequently. Like I agree. We should do that pretty frequently, because that's going to be a resource for us when somebody's coming at us. It is that ultraviolet. It's like there's nothing that it is pure radiant ultraviolet light.
Yes. I agree.
Pure. So
awesome. Christy, are you part of the collective? Are you on the I Am Collective?
I think I am now. You sent me the link. I think I did. Yeah, I did join it.
I think I did.
Yeah, yeah.
I moved to connect, and I know that this is still recording, but I moved to connect. So let's connect, Christy.
Yes, definitely. Sounds good.
You guys are near each other too, so.
Oh, where do you live?
I'm in Torrance.
Oh, wow. Very close. I'm in Long Beach.
Oh, my favorite. There's some favorite restaurants in Long Beach.
All right.
Yes, we'll make it happen. So let's connect.
Thank you, Christy, for your light language. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys. This has been great. Very good.
That, all that you contributed. Is there anybody that has anything to say? Christina? There's a lot of Christies. There's a lot of Christies here.
Yeah, there is.
So I do have to hop off. See you guys on Thursday, 6:30.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Love everybody.
Love and blessings.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.